Hey guys, what's going on? It is your friend Keith from Essex Recording Studios here in England, just outside of London. And I'm in the kitchen right now. You're going to hear some drums banging in the background. We've got a killer band called Pinup recording just in the other room. But I'm here to show you this very, very rare 1988 ESP custom shop jazz bass. Now, there's a lot of interesting things about this bass that make it kind of unique, and very rare. So, you can see it's heavily relicked, it's been used, it's got a lot of rock and roll mojo behind it, the past 30 years of life it's had. You know, we're in January 2018, this thing came out of the New York custom shop in 1988. So that's one of the really special things about this. I'll show you on the back here. We've got, check out the quilted top on the back as well. So cool. I don't think I've seen another ESP that has this type of finish. It's got this great kind of 3D effect. You can't really see it in the video, but I just think it looks wicked. Now on the neck plate here, this is your money maker. This is what makes this instrument valuable. Serial number 07829 ESP New York, New York. Very, very rare. It's the only New York custom shop ESP I've ever had. And it's just, I mean, you can imagine what this thing looked like brand new. You've got this beautiful kind of gradient purple burst on the neck. And a really nice piece of wood. Let's try to focus here. There we go. You can see all that grain and texture there as we go down. And yes, there's little chips and lines in the lacquer and stuff. I mean, that's peppered everywhere. But this thing has been used. I mean, this was a musician's instrument. And from what I've been told, the instruments coming out of the New York custom shop at this time were primarily for artists, for endorsees, and, you know, those guys had priorities. I don't know if this is like something that background musician for Prince would have had or what. It is pretty funky. I mean, you don't see a lot of purple going on premium instruments. Nonetheless, quilt tops. So I wish I had the story on who had this, but I don't. You'll just have to, I guess, do some research online and try to chase down that serial number and the prominent artists of '88 who would have been in and around New York using ESPs, perhaps. I'll flip this back over. Here's what the bridge looks like, and what's really helpful about this video is ESP did not do a great job documenting their serial numbers, their instruments, and the specs that came out of this era. They did have standard models, but so many were custom orders that, you know, if you're trying to figure out where yours comes from, what year it is, if the hardware is original, it can be very difficult. So this hopefully gives you a little bit of insight into what type of materials and, you know, body contours and design decisions they were using during this era, 1988, late 80s, so that you can hopefully get an idea of what's going on with your instrument. I've got a rosewood fretboard. Apologize if the video is coming out a little bit yellow. There's a yellow fluorescent light here. I'm trying to adjust the lighting a little bit. It's a little bit better. You can see, again, you've got this nice purple burst on the headstock. Some chips up here in the lacquer. This tuning peg has the little nut thing around it missing. And yeah, that's what it is, guys. It's got EMG jazz bass pickups. The active circuitry is not functioning at the moment, is what I was told when I got this. But just what a killer bit of 80s custom shop rock and metal memorabilia. I just think it's super awesome. Whether or not you want to refinish this, restore it, throw in a new set of EMGs, throw in a new set of whatever your favorite jazz bass pickups are. Tuners appear to be Goto. If we look at them on the back, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Goto. But you can see one of the seals are missing on the back. But yeah, made in Japan. Cool. You can get a set of 5 of those pretty cheap enough online if you wanted to just freshen this thing up. Save all of your original hardware. It drives me crazy when I see people put new pickups, new hardware on their vintage instrument and they just chuck the old stuff away. Even if it doesn't work, even if it's broken, save it, because you never know what crazy maniac fan will come along 10, 20 years later and just want to give you all the money in the world for that instrument, so long as it is original or has the original components with it. You know, he might have a machine shop or a buddy who will refurbish those broken dead parts to brand new, and he's fine with spending all the money in the world to do that. But finding those parts can be next to impossible 30, 40, 50 years on. You know, and that's why we're seeing these insane prices on vintage Gibsons from the 50s and 60s, because getting one that's totally original with all the original components that haven't been monkeyed around with, very, very difficult. But that's it, guys. That is the New York ESP Custom Shop Jazz Bass with the quilt top and back. So awesome. I don't know how many pieces of wood it is. I'm not a wood expert. You know, I don't see any seams anywhere. God, I love the little kind of 3D effect that it has going on. There is the, what do they call it, the book match seam there, but just a really pretty guitar. I have half a mind to have it refinished. I think it'd just be so cool. That being said, this is authentic 30 years of patina, and it's been around the world because we're here in England. You know, Japanese company, made out of the New York custom shop. We're here in England. I love the history. I'm really picky about scratches and chips and stuff on my instruments. You know, especially if I buy it brand new, a scratch or a chip will ruin my life. But when you get one that's already had, you know, it's passed through several hands and has got just tons of history behind it and comes like this, well, now it's really cool, actually. And if you go and you put a chip in it, it ain't the end of the world. You know, that's just part of the story. So I'm gonna shut up about this bass now. You know how I feel about it. I think it's super, super cool. New York Custom Shop ESP. But yeah, follow us on Facebook, guys. I say this at the end of all of my videos. If you're still here with us, you are a fan and you are a friend and you're part of the family. So I need you to click subscribe on the YouTube channel. We're racing to 10,000 subscribers. When I made this video, we have 161, and they won't give me any damn money until I get to 10,000. They keep moving the goalpost further and further. First they wanted 10,000 views, then they want 10,000 subscribers. So that's where we're at now. I need your help. Tell your friends, tell your family, and follow us at Essex Recording Studios on Facebook. Type it in the search bar, give us a like, hang out, give some comments and some feedback. Give us a 5-star review, please. And then on Twitter, we're at Essex Recording, and Instagram. Everybody's using Instagram now. We've got some really cool pictures and some really cool companies and partners that you know, we share a lot of good stuff with. And that's Essex Recording Studios on Instagram too. I've got a lot of videos coming up, guys. I bought so many guitars this week. We've got some real cool stuff. Gibson Ultima, Gibson R8, Kirk Hammett ESP Vintage, and a KH2 coming in. So please subscribe. You see all these videos for free. I'll see you real soon, everybody. Take it easy.